Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Try Bonsai. It's your boy Banner and it is Monday the 26th of February. It's late evening as per usual. You know you have to keep with your MO. And what we have happening here today, quickly and as efficiently as possible, I have this Chinese hat, right? It is quite an old fellow. You can see some of the flowers that are dying now. But it's quite an old fellow. And he is in need of repotting and some pruning. So, what we're going to do, quick, fast, and in a hot hurry, we're going to do our best to repot this fella here. So, right back into the same nice bonsai pot. And we're going to clip it back a bit. And based on when we finish with this fella, something bite me, just mix some dirt and... Whew. Anyways, based on how quickly we are finished with this, I have another plant that could do with some pruning back, you know, and possibly a repot. So, that is the happenings. You know the usual. Lewy disco. So, my friends, I have my tools and I'm going to get to it. And I don't have much to get to. As you can see, this is rather flat, and this is the first that I'm seeing this this root base. Right, I just recently got this, and I was advised when it was given to me, you know, it in need of a repot. And I mean, you could see it for yourself. So we're gonna get to work scraping away this root ball, doing a bit of clipping, and setting this fellow off onto a much better settings. All right. Now, my friends, based on some news that I've been hearing, I understand that we are going to be getting some really, really hot weather in the coming days and possibly the coming month as well. Another thing that we are experiencing right now here in Trinidad is Sahara dust. And it is nice. So there are a lot of advisories going out to folks who have any sort of medical issues that pertain to their breathing and so forth, or any other kind of issues, that they be very, very cautious where this period is concerned. So, as you can see, I'm quickly scraping away at this root ball to see what it is we really and truly working with. And I must say, the roots that I'm seeing so far look nice and fine, which is good, which is a pretty good thing. Now, my friends, the previous owner of this really lovely little tree took her time in creating this bonsai, and I feel extremely lucky to have it and to work on it. And it gives me an opportunity as well to learn more about this particular species of species of tree, you know. I have, as you would know, a much bigger one that I'm allowing to grow vigorously as possible. And I want to have a better understanding as to how to treat with this particular species. So, now that I've removed the dirt, what I'm going to do is to cut back some of these roots, especially the long, like this, that crossing over, and some dead bits and whatnot. And then we're going to pot this up. And when we pot it up, then we're going to see what is happening with this top. Yeah, so there we go.
Well, alright then, all the talking in vain. As he turned the back, Blakie gone again.
Now friends, what I'm seeing happening with this tree is that the root system, as I don't know it quite well, and yes, some people might say, you know, you should have done a bit of research on the tree before you tackle it. But as I don't know it quite well, yes, it has a fibrous root system, but it has a weird root system as well. It wanting to operate as though it has aerial roots, but that may not necessarily be what it is. But what I'm going to do is I am going to take this in as natural a form as possible, just removing the dead bits, not taking away too much. Probably one or two items that kind of looking out of place, seriously out of place, and clearing up as much as I can. I would have loved for this to have gone this way, but it is going this way. There are roots going that way. So this is not a conventional type of situation at all. At all. And this will be a piece of work that I will be doing over time, learning and growing, to try to create something a little bit more on the, I don't want to say comprehensive standpoint, but bringing it more to a better place of understanding. This is the back of it here. It has this. Okay, so this is dead. This dead. There are a lot of dead bits and dead pieces. And what I have to get is to understand what is dead, what is alive. I might remove one or two living things. But as I said, I want to try to make sense of what is happening here. This does not have to look so cluttered. And of course, well, you know, I hope I ain't killing it. too funny. Okay, so this plant is so old that it suffers from a lot of dead wood. And the wood is relatively soft. Previous owner had some wire on this. I am going to remove the wire. And as I said, I'm going to take my time to try and create something over time with this nice Chinese hat. So I did some initial root work, and now I am going to put this into a pot. And when we put this in a pot, we're going to remove the wire and we're going to trim back some of these long extended branches. Yeah, so let's get to that. So friends, I don't know where I put the shovel. I can't seem to find it. But I have this little fellow here, little shiny fellow. So I put down a nice base layer of soil, and are cutting away items that not really making sense, or I don't deem, or I don't see it making sense right now. But I don't want to remove from this planting what creates the beauty in this particular species.
One day the Lord went down in the city, and white shopping man I feel so hungry. One day...
Okay friends, now I have to pick what would be the supposed front of this tree, and what would be the back. This is a really very vigorous branch. I don't want to cut this off, but I will cut it back. But ideally, I would like for that to be in the back. And then I have, so let me bring it where you can see, because I'm probably not showing you. I have a branch in the back here. This is really very vigorous. And this is the youngest of the set. I would much prefer for him to be, this branch to be in the back. Now, if I bring this in a bit, you could see where there's a bud. There's, well, not a bud, it's not a bud anymore. This is a developing branch here. So I can possibly cut this back to here and let this develop further along. But based on what I am noticing with this particular species, the branches grow a bit viney. So getting that ramification, or that quote-unquote bonsai look, may not apply to this. However, if I could continuously work at getting it a bit more compact and bringing it closer to this trunk system, it would be ideal. So that is what I'm going to do starting from today. Unfortunately, this is the make or break. It's a very old tree. I obviously, you don't want anything in your possession to die. You don't. But I'll have to make some choices. So it's either I cut back, removing all of these far-reaching bits of growth, and not either. I think I'm going to do that. So it has a fresh batch of soil. We're going to cut back, although it wants to flower again, but there's the name of the game. So we're going for it. So I'm bringing out the ratchet, and I am going to take this guy off, and I'm going to leave a bit of room for dieback. At the end of this piece of work, it ain't gonna look pretty, It ain't gonna look pretty at all. What?
You want curry solving?
Say what?
You want corridor and lie.
So this guy that I have here as the back, I need to remove something first. Okay friends, so I just removed all of the wire from the tree, and what I'm going to do now is to cut back this growth to buds lower down. So I have this coming up here and shooting back across, but there is a bud to the base here. So I'm going to cut this back, removing that, right? And I should probably use my shears as well. So looking at it, let's say this is the front of the tree. This, I'm going to cut this back here. I don't have a bud. What I have is something quite down here, and I have something here, right? So if you watch it coming up, you're going to see it coming towards you. However, there's a bud here. So I'm going to do a Hail Mary cut, according to my friend. Removing that. Now, this is the intention. There's a bud here, right? That could produce something nice. There's also something growing here. So I want this to tentatively develop and see what's happening, right? So I'm not going too overly extreme with the removals, all right? Now I have more wire to remove from the tree. Sorry, I got lost in doing what I'm doing and forget to finish my sentence. Now, what I was made aware of, this little blue tape here is here to try to mend a broken branch, hoping that the branch fuses together. This is what I was told. The purpose of this here, the branch broke, and when the wire was being applied, and this tape is to try to mend that broken branch. So we're going to leave it for now. I'm going to remove the top bit of this long branch, hoping that somewhere along the line we get something to work with, right? So as you can see, we kind of coming back down. Now I have this here that overshadows this. I have this branch in the back here and I have this one here. So I can remove the one in the center. So I will remove it to this point here, so because I have a bud here. I have a bud right here, so I'm going to remove it. And I have to cut off flowers, but it's alright. It's alright, man. So now we move on to this branch in the back here. And the lowest I have is this, a bud in the back. So let me turn this around, and it is proper night time now. So I'm working in the dark. So I turn this around and you could see I have a bud right here. Right? So I'm going to take off this top in the hopes that this bud, this young branch will develop. Or I don't have to go that extreme and I could take off a bit. So I'll take off this top. Let's have a look at it and see what is happening. If I'm looking at this as the front, my friends, there's a possibility that I may take this off, as this is dead straight. No kind of character at all, at all, at all, at all, at all, at all. Straight as a pin. So, apart from that, I have this coming up here, giving me some character. This coming across here with some kind of character happening here. This is something in the center here that could be developed. And I have this back branch that could give me something. So this dead straight bit, I'm going for gold here, you know. But I'm going to take it back just above this little leaf here. And let's see if that yields anything. So I remove that. So as you can see, we brought it back down to, we have here, and although I have this straight bit here, let's see how this goes, because this has a nice, I like how this looking. It comes out and comes up. You have some character here, and I mean I could take this off, but I'm gonna leave this for now. Then I have this center bit here, right? You have this branch that would have come across and created this sweeping bit here, right? So I left this and I left this, and this branch is a little higher than this one, right? So let's see if this yields anything, right? And then I have this back branch with this big bit on top here. And folks, as I am super duper comfortable with this, this is the amount of work that I'm going to do on this for now. Right? So let's give this plant a good watering and put it in a nice shaded area, and let's see how that goes. Yeah? Alright. Okay, my friends, mosquitoes. Mosquitoes bite them. So That is the work that I would have done today on this small Chinese hat. Now, as far as I understand, that Chinese hat is over 15 years old. Probably much more than that, but I was not able to get an exact age. So it has some age. Now we're going to continue with the work tomorrow because, as you can see, it's nighttime. But tomorrow, what I want to do, let me give you a little preview of this lovely plant. So let me bring Ole in to see what we're doing here. So tomorrow, my friends, we're going to do some work on this particular tree. Now, I'm bringing this in for you all to look at the leaves. And the reason why is because nobody knows the name of this particular species. Nobody. So if anybody happens to know the name of this, look at it. It gives you a little thorn, I believe. Somewhere I saw it. Right? But nobody knows the name of this. Now this is another very old fellow. As you can see, look at the crackling on the bark. Look at the canopy. I had this in my possession a couple of months, and I've been feeding this plant, feeding it, and where you sa, partner grow, partner real grow. Right, so I was telling you about the thorns. So this is a branch here. Oh, and I just got, so you could see a thorn here. Let the camera focus. And you're seeing thorns here. So no one knows the name of this particular species. So if anybody knows the name, you could tell me. But tomorrow, what we're going to do, or when we come back, all right, what we're going to do, we're going to cut back this tree, bringing it more compact, right? So we want to compact this growth because I allowed it to grow. So I want to compact this growth. Look at some branches, probably take one or two of them to give a little bit more definition. And we have to repot this fellow as well. You know, so this is the work we have lined up. Apart from this, I can't show you what's happening because it is dark. We have a lot more things lined up to do. Things that you all would have seen already and things to come. So, on that note, my friends, thank you so very, very much for joining me here on Try Bonsai. As per usual, you know, if you appreciate my content, click that like button, share it with others. If you find, well, what it is I'm saying and what it is I'm doing would add value to somebody else, you could share it. Share away, man. Share away. You know, I love the comments. I love the questions. I love the potential views, the varying in views on how you would handle or deal with a particular tree. I like engaging in those types of conversation and the comments and the encouragement. I love it all. Thank you so very, very much. To be quite honest, it gives me the vigor to do even more. You know, so thank you so very, very, very much for that. Right. So on that note, that is it for today. As per usual, be good to yourself. Be good to others. Right. And remember that our climate is our responsibility. So do something green today. That's right. Let us try to work towards a better future where our climate is concerned, for the children and our children's children's children and all the generations coming. All right, take care. Bye.